About Time with Rashawn's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Thank you to every single one of y'all who has been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments. If you have not subscribed to the channel and you're watching this video or any of my videos for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Encourage others to subscribe. Pass the word about Rashawn's About Time Boxing. Become part of the About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang. And don't forget to hit that notification button to stay up on the latest. Real quick, I just want to give a shout out to Nate's Boxing Nation. You know, everybody please support, and subscribe to his channel. Rebel Life Boxing, Hustlers Home Boxing, Mark Nash, Hustlers Home, New Media, and Fanon. Shout out to Fanon Boxing. None of these people, I know personally, but I see some of the things that they do, and I just feel like we all should, I'm in the supporting, straight up. So, ain't no hate over here. We ain't hating on nobody. So shout out to everybody. Champ Side, Blue Blood, Boxing Ego, New Media, everybody doing their thing. Alright, so the WBC must stands for We Bullshit Contenders. So once again, the WBC is up to, they up to their stuff. So they dropped Jaron Ennis in the rankings to elevate Keith Thurman because of his win over Mario Barrios. And I think Boots was ranked number 3 with the WBC, so they dropped him to number 4 just so they could elevate Keith Thurman. It's just sad to see what the state of boxing is turning into. Keith Thurman should have to earn his way back just like anybody else. And all of this stuff coincides, to me, in my opinion, with this whole thing of what surrounding Sean Porter saying that he's overrated, then trying to say he's unproven. And I even had people, say to me, well, like Boots is good, but he is unproven. Really? When Sean Porter became the world champion, he was 17-0. Nobody said he was unproven. Jaron Ennis is 28-0 with 26 knockouts. There's a lot, and I say this all the time, there's a lot of fighters who became world champion with less than 20 professional fights. And nobody make the argument about them not being worthy, ready, or unproven, or anything. They didn't even say that about Teofimo Lopez, who still has less than 20 professional fights and was a unified champion, and beat who people say is one of the best or greatest in the game. Which brings me to another point. And again, everything that I'm stating has nothing. This is no knock against none of the fighters. I'm just bringing up points to see how people want to be selective when it comes to who they say, or these sanctioning bodies, or who they say is ready and when they're ready. If Jaron Ennis is unproven and overrated, then you can make the same argument about Lomachenko, who's 18-2 with 11 knockouts to date. Jaron Ennis is undefeated. And realistically, if you look at the level of opposition that Lomachenko faced, even winning the titles, the opposition was mediocre. These were mediocre guys. Either the belts was vacant or he beat somebody who was like mediocre. But yet when he get the victory, he's great. And I say this all the time because Devin Haney beat Jorge Linares too. Nobody didn't say, But Lomachenko was still greater in his victory against him. Gervonta Davis knocked out Jose Pedraza. Lomachenko beat Jose Pedraza. He didn't knock him out, but he was great. Gervonta Davis still needed to prove something. Oh, he's okay, but he still didn't prove he can be in there with the elite. But Lomachenko, when has he proved that he can be in there with the elite? And I'm just stating the fact, when he had his opportunity to fight somebody who they felt would be a good match for him, Lomachenko dropped the belt and chose to go in another direction, a safer, what he thought was a safer direction. And it just seemed like the state of boxing is just coming to people just trying to do everything that's safe. Nobody really wants to be competitive, but claim to be the ultimate competitor. And you got guys like Jaron Ennis out here who's trying to prove that he can beat the elite guys. And guys like Sean Porter who said, yes, he's ready for those guys, and then turn around and then stab him in the back and say he's overrated and or unproven. But ask Sean Porter about Lomachenko, he's just going to talk about how great he is. And then Keith Thurman comes back after a 2-year layoff. And when you got guys like Virgil Ortiz and Jaron Ennis saying, yeah, we want that Thurman work, we want that. But he chooses a safer way. Mario Barrios. And anybody who's seen any of my videos talking about him, even before he fought Tank, I said, yeah, I like Mario Barrios. But the way that he fought Keith Thurman, if that's any indication of how competitive he's going to be in the welterweight division, he should go on a strict diet and try to stay down at 140 where he has a better chance, because he's going to get ate up at 147. And like I said before, I don't know who was impressed with Keith Thurman's performance against Barrios. I wasn't all that impressed. I mean, I see that, Barrios at times looked like he was a little unsure and he was a little gun shy and, was trying to figure things out. And just, Keith Thurman was, pressing, he pressed the attack at times and pot shotted here and things like that. But he didn't really, he played it safe. He played it safe. Now, let's change opponents. Mario Barrios against Jaron Ennis. Now everybody think now, and this is for the people who think that Keith Thurman deserves to steal Jaron Ennis' slot, because that's what he did. And y'all ask yourself, if that was Mario Barrios in the ring against Jaron Ennis, the outcome would have been similar to what happened to Delorme. And those who's paying attention and who see these things, y'all know it. Feel free to leave the comments in the comment section below. Let me know what y'all think about the WBC, who changed their name from the World Boxing Council to We Bullshit Contenders, because this is what they doing to Jaron Ennis. And it seems like no matter what Jaron Ennis does, and then so if he fight these top level guys when they old and then he beat them, then people going to complain. And some people say, oh no, it ain't gonna be like, yes it is. They gonna complain. Oh well, man, he ain't fighting when they was in their prime, he beat them when they was old. But what you think he's trying to get the fights now, so that there will be no excuses. Then you got fighters who are being protected. I mean, come on. And I don't know if the WBA even still sorted out their situation with the two champions. I know they're not going to take the belt from Butayev, but then Boot said, I'll fight Butayev. No, we ain't going to let you do that. And what I'm saying is, he has 28 professional fights with 26 professional knockouts. Come on now. For the people who believe that he's unproven, like, okay, so what is it? For those who think that Jaron Ennis is unproven, what do y'all think he's trying to do? Y'all don't think he's trying to prove it? that he can beat the top guys. Y'all not looking at that fact, but y'all just want to keep talking about the level of opposition that he's fighting once again. And I always use this as an example. When Larry Merchant interviewed Floyd Mayweather and asked Floyd about fighting the big fights, and Floyd said, it's not that I'm not going to fight the big fights. He said, but I can't make these top guys fight me. So if the top guys don't want to fight, I got to fight the guys underneath them. And if they don't want to fight, then I got to fight the guys underneath them. He said, I got a job to do. I got to stay busy. So Boots is supposed to just sit on the shelf, get rusty, and just wait for these guys to say, oh, okay, we'll fight him now. Because I guarantee you, if Jaron Ennis didn't turn out to be the prospect, now the contender that he is, because remember, to me, it's a difference. Prospect when you're just starting out, when people trying to figure out what you could be. But now he's a legitimate contender because people see what he is. And what he is a legitimate threat. And this is why you got the welterweight Ring Magazine title vacant. The IBO belt still vacant. I don't know what the president of the IBO, Ed Levine, I don't know what he's doing. He put the belt up when Jaron Ennis fought Chris Van Heerden, but you see Van Heerden, once he's seen what he was in for, he had to figure out a quick way to get out of that fight, and he got out of it. Now, I don't know how true it is. I'm hearing talk about Crawford possibly vacating his WBO welterweight title and going up to 154, possibly challenging the winner of Castillo Charlo too for the undisputed or any slice of that belt. I don't know. But you gotta wonder if even if he did do that. See, some of y'all believe that Terrence Crawford don't deserve an even share. But I disagree. And I know some of y'all like, nah, come on, Rashawn, you tripping. I know some of y'all, and it's okay. Y'all can leave it in the comment section below. I know some of y'all think I'm tripping. But I'm not, because you got to look at it like this. Why do you think when Floyd Mayweather beat Oscar De La Hoya, now, it was Larry Merchant who said Floyd would never reach the plateau of a De La Hoya or somebody like that, and he just living in his mind and all this, that, and the third. But once he beat Oscar, every pay-per-view that Floyd did, each one did better than the one previous. So regardless of whatever pay-per-view numbers Errol Spence did, him and Terrence Crawford on the marquee is going to make for a bigger show. Which means if they both won 10 million, I don't think that that's far-fetched. I don't. Some people saying, nah, he don't deserve that much money. He got 6 million plus the pay-per-view upside when he fought Sean Porter. And I don't even think Errol got that much when he fought Sean Porter. So we agree that the fighters should be paid and should be paid fairly. And I just feel like that them two together, the chemistry of them two together would make for a much bigger promotion. And I bet you'll put Errol Spence and Crawford on the marquee, it will sell. It will sell. But the question is, will any of them now? So we have, all right, so Jaron Ennis is supposed to be fighting this guy. He's 18-0 with 12 knockouts. The two biggest names on his resume is Chop Corley, if you want to say. He beat Chop in 2019, and he had a draw with Sergey Lipinets, and we know Boots destroyed Lipinets. Castillo Clayton. In the IBF final or whatever, IBF title eliminator, and the winner will get, because I mean, listen, Errol Spence is going to beat Ugas. That's just the way I see that. I just think he's going to be too much for Ugas. Errol Spence is going to beat Ugas. And so the IBF, from what I'm hearing, mandated, that Errol Spence has to defend the IBF title. And I think Boots is ranked number 3 with them right now. So if he beats this guy, so Jaron Ennis is supposed to be fighting this guy in April, Castillo Clayton. So Jaron Ennis beats him. Now he's Errol Spence's mandatory for the IBF title. Now the question is, will that fight take place? Or, or are they going to buy Errol Spence enough time? I don't want to make it seem like, like that. Don't misunderstand that. But, or is that going to be enough time for Errol Spence to vacate and go up to 154? See, this is why I told a lot of people, and I said this a long time ago. I said, if you hear about Jaron Ennis getting a welterweight title, is more than likely going to be by somebody vacating the belt. Because it just don't seem like these guys want to fight him. Because, see, they know if they fight him, their stock will go down. And I'm tired of people talking about, oh, Jaron Ennis is a high risk, low reward. When you got guys like Canelo Alvarez, Floyd Mayweather, like these guys, Oscar De La Hoya, they could have fought a cardboard box and it would not change the bottom line of what they would get paid. So if a lot of these fighters are confident that they can fill up these seats, shouldn't matter who they fight. Fighting a particular individual shouldn't change their bottom line. If you a big draw like that, then you should be able to demand what you want anyway. So I don't buy into that high risk, low reward. It's just that they don't want to lose their slot. Jaron Ennis beat them and they feel like their stock will go down. But you can always work your way back up. Stock market crashes, but then it rises again. But see, when you got a certain amount of people, they all in a certain bracket. And they all try to keep the big money and the big fights among themselves. And they try to keep other people out. See, a lot of people forget when they was the ones chasing. And they was the ones trying to get the title shots and trying to get in a position. And they talked about how everybody else was avoiding them and nobody wanted to get them a shot. All the fighters, and I'm not directing this to no one fighter. All fighters who are in that position now, they were all once on the chase. And then they all claim when they on the chase, I'm here to prove that I can beat the best. I want to fight the best. But it seems they get comfortable when they get up there. Why is that? Give me some information that I may be unaware of. Yes, leave the comments in the comment section below, but don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video and share this video. But it's sad that the WBC dropped him. And I guess people saying, oh, well, he getting the IBF title eliminator, against Castillo Clayton. So that's a good thing. Yeah, it's a good thing. But Boots want to fight the best. This is what he's saying. He want to fight the best. And people keep saying, yeah, well, he ain't, he unproven. It's just sad how when other fighters beat particular people, they're great, or it's showing shades of greatness for them. But then when other fighters do it, is they're unproven, or they overrated, or they ain't beat nobody. And like I said before, if Jaron Ennis is making a level of opposition that he get in the ring with, if he's making them look below mediocre and like they don't belong in the ring with him, don't look at it like, y'all look at it like he not fighting nobody. But to me, that's a confirmation of he belongs in there with the top people. If he can make those guys look like that, that means that those guys don't need to be in there with him. He needs to be in there with the top guys. When I was boxing, my trainer told me, he said, you don't get better by fighting people that's less than you and that you can beat. He said that you get better by fighting people, by boxing people that's better than you. So don't forget to like and subscribe, leave the comments, And let me know, am I tripping? Or is the WBC starting to stand for we bullshit contenders? We on to the next.